Alright, hello everyone. In this video I'm going to show you the 3 main methods on how to make your Psytrance kicks. I'm going to go through using samples, using presets, and creating your own kicks from scratch. I'm going to share some of the pros and cons of each method, so that at the end of the video you will know which method to go for, which one is the right one for you, especially as a beginner. If you don't know me already, my name is Psytrance. I'm a French-German melodic high-tech psytrance producer, and I've been performing alongside artists like Atzira, Angry Luna, Yahtzee, Narcotica, Pyrokine, just to name a few. I've already played internationally, and I'm also coaching other music producers to make better music. If you're interested to work with me, you can just look in the description below. There will be some links for you. You can also follow me on Instagram. Anyway, let's keep on with the actual video here. So the first method will be using samples. So obviously to use samples, you need samples, right? Which brings me to the first downside of using samples. The internet is a very big place, so it might take some time for you to find the right samples. Something that I recommend you to do is to look for your favorite producers, preferably on Instagram. Usually they have a link in their profiles, and if you click that link you will have some options, and usually one of the options is sample packs or preset packs. Otherwise, here on YouTube for Psytrance Tutors, there are a lot of people who also offer sample packs or preset packs. For example, there's eClip, there's Dash Glitch, there's Ollie, there's Mute Production, there's Projektor. For the purpose of this video, I've prepared my own kick samples here. I will also leave a download link below for everyone to use if you like those kicks. But once you found a super nice sounding sample, it's super easy and super fast to just start making music, right? I can just grab this kick here, boom, load it in my project. Let me copy paste it through the entire loop, like this. And now I already have a kick. So yeah, using samples is super easy, super fast, super simple, and super fun. You can just make music right away. But I have to say that one of the downsides is that the audio is already there, right? It's a sample. You cannot change much about the sound design. You cannot customize it as much. What you can do, for example, is to put an equalizer on the kick. And if the kick is too clicky, you can, for example, get a high shelf equalizer like this and do something like that. Or maybe your kick has too much body. So you can always equalize your kick to make it sound more like how you want it to be. Otherwise, you can also time stretch the kick. You can change the pitch, but this will mess with your quality a little bit. It will be a bit more difficult to keep the original quality intact. So what I would recommend you to do is to right away find the exact kick that you need, the exact kick that you really want, that you really like from the start, so that afterwards you don't have to do much changes. But if you still want a simple and super fast way with much more option to customize your kick, I would recommend you the second method, which is using presets. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute this one. I'm going to bring in the kick pattern from a kick plugin called Kick 2, this one here. Now this method is the method that I use and that I would recommend because it's super fast, it's super easy, and you can customize it however you like it. The preset that I'm using here is the Gotakick by Gotalien. I will leave a link in the description below if you want to check it out. Super easy, right? You can just create the standard kick pattern, so every bar you make it hit again, and then you can just choose a preset. Okay, I really like number 3, so I'm just gonna go with number 3 here. And now there's so much more that you can customize in the sound design of the kick. For example, this kick for me is too clicky. Let me just mess around with all these parameters here. I really like how this sounds so far. Something really cool that you can also do here in this plugin is you can change the length of the kick. Now, this is not a kick and bass correlation tutorial. There are a lot of tutorials here on YouTube already about kick and bass, how to make them work together. A lot of people here on YouTube will tell you all about some rules to make the kick and bass sound good together, make them sound professional. And they use a lot the analyzers like oscilloscope like this here to check. Let me freeze. To check if the kick and bass work well together. I'm not going to get into that in this video. This is not the right topic today. But I'm going to say this. While there are these so-called rules, I would recommend you to use these rules more as a kind of a guide and then apply your own taste to it. Because I think, in my opinion, we are making music here. We are not trying to make the perfect mathematically correct formula. We are not trying to make something after a recipe here. We are making music, we are making art, so it's about taste, about emotion, about your feelings, about self-expression, okay? So while these rules are valid, for sure, you don't have to stick to them 100%, okay? So don't worry about doing something wrong. Trust your taste here, okay? So with that being out of the way, let me show you something else that you can do in this Kick 2 plugin. You can go in this section here, the amp section. This is the section where you can also customize the kick a lot. So let's just mess around here. So as I said, this method of using presets for a kick plugin like the Kick 2 plugin is my favorite one. It's still very fast in the workflow. It's still easy to use. All you need to do is to get some presets and to choose your favorite one, tweak it a little bit from there, make it sound to exactly what you want it to sound like. Then you're already good to go and you can still customize it endlessly exactly to how you want it to be. By the way, if you have any questions during this tutorial, feel free to comment down below. I will have to answer each of them in the best way that I can. If you don't want to miss any of these tutorials, I will post more of them in the future, so feel free to subscribe as well. Now let's look at the final bit more advanced method, which is creating your kicks from scratch using a synthesizer. I'm going to show you the basic foundation of the sound design behind a kick. So let's load in a new kick pattern with a synthesizer. So we are just going to start with the default preset here. Okay, this sounds super shit, obviously. Let's change that. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is to change the wave shape to the sine wave here. Next, you are going to use the LFO and put it on the pitch. Increase the range a little bit, I don't know, around here. Keep it on retrigger mode, because every time the note hits, I want it to start from the very beginning, from here. I will keep the rate at 1/4 of a note. And now you're going to draw a shape like this. Double click and draw something, I don't know, something like this. Now this sounds a bit more familiar, right? Sounds a bit more like a kick. Maybe let's add another point just to see what I can do. Oh, and I almost forgot. Put the random phase all the way down and the phase also all the way down. Now the sound stays consistent. You can also mess with the range here a little bit. Now let's add another LFO. Put the level all the way down and put this LFO on the level. And now create a shape like something like this, like that, boom, maybe a bit more like this. This will act as the envelope, the amp envelope for your level. This is how you can create a kick from scratch. Now, obviously, this is the very first steps. This is just the foundation of everything, just so you see what's happening behind the sound design of a kick from scratch. I won't go more into details for this because this is a whole other topic. What I can say though is that if you are a beginner, I wouldn't really recommend using this method because it takes a lot of time to get it sound right. So if you don't have the time for it, I wouldn't recommend to use it. But if you do have the time, go ahead and try this out. If this piques your interest, by all means, go ahead. Do this from scratch, do everything yourself. I won't stop you. Alright, so these are the three methods. We used the sample-based method, which is perfect method for beginners. We used the preset-based method with Kick 2, which is perfect if you want to keep it fast but customizable. And then we used the method of creating your kicks from scratch, which is very time consuming and difficult, but you have full control over the overall sound. But I wouldn't recommend this method for beginners. Now, if you have any additional questions during this tutorial, just put them in the comments and I will answer each of them the best way I can. If you have tutorial requests, you can also let me know. But other than that, I will post more tutorials in the future. So if you don't want to miss any of them, just go ahead and subscribe. You can also follow me on Instagram. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.